Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and today's video is a cross between making a cool upgrade to my 3-point hitch on my tractor, and I almost screwed up and broke something. So these right here are telescoping 3-point lift arms. They allow for things that aren't quick hitch compatible primarily to more easily hook up, because you can back up a little bit past or not quite to your ball here, push that down and slide it out and not have to have the tractor perfectly lined up to hook up a 3-point attachment. Now the story with these is John Deere doesn't make a telescoping draft link for a 2038R. No one third party that I could find makes them. But a YouTuber called A Guy with a Tractor, his name's Andrew, he used to have a 3025E, then he upgraded to the 2038R. He was wanting the telescoping draft links, and he found out that the part number for the stock draft links that don't telescope is the exact same part number on the 2038 as it is on the 3025. And on the 3025 you could order it either way. So he got a set of the 3025E telescoping links and put them on his tractor and used them for a while. I decided to do the same thing, and through a little conversation I found out that he no longer needed his because he had switched everything he has to being quick hitch compatible. So I bought his, and he kind of told me it's real simple to put them on, and sent them to me, and I was all excited to put them on. Then I came out here to follow his instructions and it wouldn't work. And the difference is I have a backhoe for mine. It has a backhoe subframe, and to put these in, you slide this shaft right here out one side, pull this arm off, slide it back across, pull the other arm off, and put them on that way. And he said, all you gotta do is take these caps off, then it slides real easy. Well, I took those caps off, it wouldn't slide at all, because the holes on the tractor frame and the holes on the backhoe subframe weren't exactly lined up, and it put this in a little bit of a bind and I couldn't get it to move. So I put it back together, put these telescoping links on the shelf to worry about it later. Then today I was getting ready to do some brush hogging, and I noticed I had a lot of sway in the brush hog, and I thought I must have left the nuts loose on the sway links. And so I got off to check those, and the pins had fallen out of the end of this, and the shaft had slid sideways on its own. And so I brought it up here and I cleaned it. I lubricated this shaft. I made sure there was no debris in there, and I don't know what's changed, but now I'm able to slide that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the upgrade now. So I feel kind of like an idiot. I don't know what's different. I put the same pins back in that it had, and I must not have got them in there right or did something wrong because they fell out. So anyway though, I'm glad that this is moved because now I'm going to be able to make my upgrade. So let's get going. So once I got this lubricated, it was actually pretty easy to move, and if you had a straight shot to tap it, I could have used a rubber hammer and just tapped this out, or possibly even pulled it out. But because it's inside and there's really no way to get at it, I had to take this piece of rebar and I put it inside that pinhole on the end of the shaft, and I used that as a point to drive it through. And I was just lightly tapping it with a rubber hammer to make sure I didn't damage anything. And these pinholes aren't used at all on my tractor, so it really didn't hurt anything to drive it out this way. You just pull the shaft out until it's got just enough clearance to slide the 3-point arm out, and then you start sliding it back the other way and do the same thing on the other side. The reason my shaft slid on me was because I think I bent the retainer clips that hold this shaft in place. I'll show you what those look like here in a minute. Once the bar is back in place, the only things left to do is to put the stabilizer adjustments back on, and then the connecting rods that go from your 3-point arms up. Once I got these linkages put on, the only thing left to do was put the caps back on. And one cap had fallen off, so I had to retrace my steps and where I'd been working, and luckily I was able to find that. Then I had to run to O'Reilly's and find something to pin that cap on with. Alright, so once I got going, this ended up being pretty much a quick, easy repair. The way my problem started today, so if you don't have a backhoe, then this rod right here has 2 holes in it. I think it gets a big, actually no, I think it gets a nut and bolt. But it might be a pin. Mine came with the backhoe, so I've not seen the other way. Anyway, it uses this hole to secure it. If you do have a backhoe, then this slides on here, and this bar goes over the end to keep the rod from moving. And what holds the bar in is just pins like this. Let me see, I've actually got, this is what the original pin looked like that came with it. Just pushes through here. And the reason I had a problem today is a couple of these pins came out. I must not have got them all the way up in there. So what I was able to find was these hair pins. I'm going to use those today. I might see if I can get me some more of these that are heavier duty and switch these back out. But anyway, it ended up being a pretty easy repair to make. I also think this is going to make it easier to hook up my implements. So I'm excited to get this done. If you're interested in doing the same thing, and you have the backhoe subframe, before I ordered the arms, I might just pop these caps off and see if you can get your shaft to move. That was the only thing that made this a difficult job. Otherwise, you can go to the dealership, order your 3-point arms for a 3025, and it will work on the 2038R. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. In just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.